So there you go. Shows he can skate. Welcome to session 5, debrief of game 5. The session is recorded as usual, so it will be available, and I have remembered to press the record button this time. Thank you everyone for coming along. So any thoughts on the weekend's game before we go through it all?
They were
I thought,
close.
whoop.
You go, Katie.
Oh,
Okay.
it's Maddie.
Oh, sorry, Maddie.
That's all good. No, I was just gonna say it was one of the most enjoyable games I've had because I think it was like we were really this is for the Tigers, like the it was really a challenge. And so we really earned that win.
Yep, they were good games.
And I really enjoyed that. And I also just think like the team is like vibing really nicely as well. Like everyone's kind of getting to know each other and starting to pick up on each other's sort of, like we're just working really well as a team, I think. Yeah, it's nice.
Anyone else? Maybe you had something to say?
I just said I think they were pretty close games. They were
Scoreboard
both.
certainly reflects that, doesn't it?
Yeah. I mean, we got the Joggers got a couple of goals in the last period, but over for the first, especially 2 and a bit periods, they were a lot closer than what the scoreboard reflected. And I watched the other game, and that was really good. That was a really good game. It was really close. Yeah.
It's good, healthy competition. It's what we want.
Yeah.
Close games are good for everyone. It's no fun when you're winning by a lot or losing by a lot.
Yeah.
Close games tends to bring out the best in everyone. It can also sometimes bring out a little bit too much ferocity. There's always a little bit of a management issue. Anyone see the goalie fight in the NHL today?
Yeah, I did. Magnificent. Yeah, it was good. Just as I say, the offside cost all four teams quite a bit.
Yep.
It was. I think it was probably the worst 2 games in offside. I think for the year seemed to happen quite a bit. It was quite obvious. I think this week for some reason that we're getting caught offside a lot.
Why do you think it's starting to happen now?
Yeah.
Out of curiosity, why do you think it's starting to happen? Because I think you're right, but why?
The refs aren't letting it go as much.
Well, no, that shouldn't be the case. The refs have been pretty
Mhm.
good with applying the rule.
I think we just try to be more aggressive, so to say, in
Yeah,
a good way.
we're actually playing better hockey.
hmm
Like, do you think our speed's getting up that we're skating faster than we think in a way?
I don't know, Trevor. I was trying to review the game, but it was so painful to see how slow I am. So I wasn't able to finish it.
Before you start beating yourself up, just be aware that the camera angles don't make you look fast.
Oh, it's like I'm not moving, right? I'm just skating like a sledge without any kind of movement. That was so.
The expression is coasting.
Yeah.
Try to do and then just coast.
Yeah.
But yeah, something that you can do better. But you know that. That's a skating skill thing. How do you get better at that?
I'll skate more.
Pretty obvious, isn't it?
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's also not necessarily an easy thing to do. For a lot of people, getting to the rink itself is quite challenging. But I mean, it's a no-brainer. The more you skate, the better you'll get at skating. Even if you don't do anything structured, even if you just go to public sessions and skate round in circles, it's just time on the ice. There's no substitute for it. And the more you do it, the better. But yeah, we're certainly getting caught offside. But I'm not worried about it. We're aware of it. And we're learning from it. And what do we notice? What is an offside set up?
Forecheck.
Yeah, it sets us up for a forecheck, doesn't it?
Well, yeah, because it creates confusion and
Oh,
people don't know what to do. They get confused and flustered, and then a lot across the blue line. So yeah, everyone's flat-footed.
So we can do better at that, can't we?
Mm.
So we can recognise when someone's offside and be setting up for that 1-2-2. We did it a couple of times, not as many times as we would have liked, but I didn't expect it for the first time we've introduced it anyway. The first few times, And as we point out during the pre-game briefings and all throughout the rest of the season, the hardest thing about a 1-2-2-4 check is recognizing when to do it.
Mm.
The actual implementation of it, it's pretty simple. Just skate to here and the other two forwards stand here. It's like you can even coast there if you want to. Doesn't really matter. But recognizing the situation in the first place. And that just takes more exposure to the game. What the point that that Maddie makes is a really good one, is that we usually see around about game 5 plus minus a game or two, the teams start to work better. And it's mainly because for the newer players, you're actually getting to a point now where you've got less stress of just getting on the ice to play, and you've got a bit more brain space to actually concentrate on the game itself.
Mm-hmm.
It's called a cognitive leap or a cognitive step. And it typically happens for most people around about game 5. Sometimes a little bit earlier, sometimes a little bit later. But that's generally what happens. If you've been kind of paying attention and showing up and doing all the training sessions and those sorts of things, it's around about game 5 that it starts to click. Because by that stage we've introduced most of the basic fundamentals of our game plan, and you're just getting better at it. So out of curiosity, that raises the question: what is our game plan?
Game. Have fun.
Well, that's an outcome of the game plan.
I think one of our things is to like push through and carry on if we make mistakes, and then instead of like blasting ourselves for it, all of the mistakes are a learning opportunity.
But is that our game plan?
I don't know. I was
That's a
just
philosophy.
taking a shot there.
That's a philosophy, absolutely. but what's our actual game plan? If I threw you on the ice and said, "Right, what are we trying to do here?" Actually, during the game.
Well, team play, getting in the correct positions, watching for
positioning.
communicating,
Mhm.
helping each other. So basically, team play.
So what do we know about minimizing the mistakes that we make and maximizing the mistakes that our opponents make? How do we do it?
Yeah, applying pressure to them and communicating to each other, helping making a decision to each other.
If I was to summarize it in one word, I'd say pressure. We want to put pressure on our opponents so they make mistakes. And we want to take pressure off us so we don't make mistakes.
So you're saying is to implement the things that we're doing is the D zone face off and then the 1-2-2-4 check and stuff is
They're all
putting
ways of-
pressure.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Applying pressure, trying to encourage mistakes from our opponents by putting them under pressure. And then taking advantage of those mistakes and trying to minimize the likelihood that we make. And as Maddie says, when we do make those mistakes, not beating ourselves up over them, because we're going to.
Yeah.
We're going to make dozens and dozens of mistakes every game. That's okay. These are like kind of Indian twisties. They're beautiful. Like a masala flavored twisty. It's fantastic.
I was about to ask what with dinner, but you cleared that up now.
These are amazing. They look like, I mean, you look at that, it's a twisty, yeah?
Mm.
But,
Yeah.
it's not. Put them away.
Macros?
Anyway, processed food, bad for you, yeah? So it's all about applying pressure. And we find that as you get better throughout the season, your communication improves, which means you're relieving each other of pressure. As every time I talk to my teammates on the ice, help them to make a decision, takes pressure off them. And when we apply pressure on our opponents, they make more mistakes, which means we're more likely to create opportunities, and we're less likely to give away opportunities if we relieve pressure from ourselves. So like a one-word summary for our game strategy, and all those other things are parts of it, don't get me wrong, but it is pressure. We want to put pressure on our opponents so they make the mistakes that we're not going to make. And that's the same strategy that any hockey team you ever play in through any level of the grade that you ever end up playing at. It's all about putting pressure on your opponents so that they make mistakes, and taking pressure off yourselves so that you make less mistakes. And that's the gist of it, really. Everything else rolls into that. So what are the ways that we put pressure on our opponents?
Back check.
Yep. Did we do that?
I back checked the hell out of it, mate.
Yeah. We got better. We were better today, better last weekend than we've been in the past. And that's, again, to be expected, but absolutely. when you chase your opponents through the neutral zone, it does two things. The first thing it does is puts pressure on that opponent. Now they know there's someone chasing them, and like if they slow down or pause or leave the puck behind or whatever it is, you're going to be there to make their lives miserable. What's the other thing that back checking through the neutral zone does? And it's a bit more subtle, but it's actually really important.
Leave the goalie on their own.
Not so much the goalie.
What the
Allows. Sorry.
I'll
Yeah,
give
go,
you-
Scott.
What's the classic mistake that a D makes when they're defending a rush?
Well, they pitch. They
They go
stack
up high and challenge high, don't they?
Yeah.
Now, if you've got someone back checking, as a defender, if I look up the ice as a D and I see someone coming towards me with the puck, and I know I'm kind of like the last line of defense and there's no one else around, some part of me is going to think I should go and try and take the puck off them. I'm going to take that chance.
Yep.
It's not the right decision. Almost always, it's not the right decision, but some part of me is going to compel me to do it. Right? I'm human. I've got a job. I know I've got to stop them getting past me somehow. I'm up at the blue line or whatever. I know I'm likely to lose the challenge, but I'm probably going to try it. On the other hand, if my wingers and centers are coming back and putting pressure on that player, it takes pressure off me to make that challenge, doesn't it? Which means I'm more likely to do the right thing and get back into my position and then apply pressure where I should be applying pressure, which is down at the hash marks. So the back check by the forwards is taking pressure off the D and allowing the D to make a better decision.
Yeah, because it's an indecisiveness of the D, whether you go for it, stay where you are, or do you push, pinch forward a bit? You just,
Yep.
you don't know. And then it's like, yeah,
But
it's,
if someone else is already putting pressure on that player, you're much less likely to do it
yeah,
because
Yeah.
you know they're already under pressure. And that's one of the reasons why, if we can own the neutral zone with that vicious back check, we're going to make so many less mistakes defensively because our D aren't being stranded and left to solve an unsolvable problem. Because you know, as a D now, Yatesy, you've seen it enough times. If someone's coming towards you with a puck, and you're on your own, and they're coming towards you, you can't solve that problem, can you?
no. But
Right.
you feel like you want to try to
Yep.
engage in
Yep.
the game.
Yep.
So you feel like you should do something, but
Yep.
sometimes doing nothing is better. Yeah.
Well, it's not so much doing nothing; it's doing the right thing.
Yeah. But it feels like you're doing nothing though.
It does,
Yeah.
doesn't it? Absolutely.
Yeah.
And that's why it's so hard.
Mm.
It's really, really hard. But if the forwards are defending hard and coming back hard and back checking with passion, then it makes such an enormous difference. And that means that our D are depressurized and can then do the right thing. Again, it's managing that pressure. We put pressure on our opponents so that we make less mistakes.
Mm.
That's kind of the key of it. And again, it's through no matter what level of hockey you watch. You watched the Ducks game on the weekend, how the Melbourne Ice put so much pressure on the Ducks that certainly in the first game they fell apart just because so much pressure they basically melted. Second game they're a bit better, but the first game they just disintegrated in the third period because the Ice was so good at putting pressure on them. It's just pressure, pressure, pressure. You watch the NHL games, the best pressure teams are the ones that win. And that boils down to good positioning and speed, but also good communication and good understanding of what your role is in your structure. So if we make sure that our forwards don't just think my job is here to score goals, the goals are a bonus. Because to win a game, you only need to score one.
Mm.
You just have to stop the other mob scoring more than that. And that's our priority. It's like in a lot of ways it's similar to. I'm sure everyone here's watched soccer. What's a typical soccer score?
0-0.
1-0
Nil-nil.
to the Arsenal.
Yeah, it's not much, is
1-0
it?
to the Arsenal.
It's a low-scoring game, yeah. So goals are critical. That's why soccer players will embarrass themselves by doing those ridiculously faked injuries to try and get penalties, because a penalty is the best chance to score a goal in soccer, isn't it? You get a penalty, you're likely to score. It's about the only chance in soccer where you're likely to score. So you'll do anything to try and manufacture a penalty, including faking the most incredible injuries, because it's worth it. It's worth being embarrassed on international television for the next 20 years of your life to score that goal. Hockey's not entirely dissimilar, but we don't have that culture of faking injuries because we get done for embellishment if we do.
Mm.
like those soccer players that are rolling around in absolute agony as if they've just been absolutely killed. You get the penalty, and all of a sudden they're perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with them at all, because of course, you've all seen the picture of the guy who got his ear flicked.
There's
No.
literally a meme of Ovechkin getting hit in the face with a puck.
Yeah.
And then it just cuts to a compilation of like soccer dives, and it just says hockey players are a different breed. It's very good. He
I hope he just sticks out his tooth and says,
he
"Arr."
fully gets hit in the face with a puck, and he doesn't even flinch.
Some soccer player would be, faking the most catastrophic injury of all time. Anyway, it's a cultural thing. But yeah, goals in hockey are almost as bad, if you like, against you as in soccer, because the score lines are a little bit more balanced, but it's still typically around about that sort of level. A typical winning margin is 1 or 2 goals. Typical game is 5 goals scored throughout the entire game is usually a pretty good game. Sometimes a few more than that. If you're a real gong show, there might be 10 goals scored in a game, but that's unusual. So yeah, defend, keep the puck out. All right, so let's have a look at what happened in some of the games. I put the videos up. I was a bit slow with the Jokers one. Unfortunately, I had one of my training partners came around, did a training with me, so I ran out a bit of time and I had to wrangle the dog. She was a bit angsty as well, but she's outside now. Let's have a look at some good things that happened. Actually, let's have a look at our power plays, because they were interesting, weren't they? What's a power play?
Man advantage.
Yep.
Oh, man
Well,
advantage.
player advantage.
Player advantage, yeah, sorry.
There are goals who play 2. Jokers, I think, got 2 power play goals, didn't they? Yeah, they did.
Definitely one. Did we get 2, did we?
I think so. Let's have a look. All right. So a subtle thing right at the very start. What just happened?
What was that?
Let's go back and watch it again. Right at the very start of the power play, watch what happens. What just happened?
The people immediately went for a change.
Watch again.
Sander calls to take it on his forehand.
Yeah. What's the referee asking?
What side?
Yep. And what's Harry done?
His forehand.
Yep. Why?
So you can get a shot off.
Yeah. So the face-off becomes a shot. And we know sometimes that's a goal. I've scored a few from there. So we set up our face-off. Have we done anything special?
No.
Not really. The only thing I'd like to see change there is I'm not sure who our left winger is. This one really should be there.
That's JK.
Yeah.
Justin.
Yeah,
Isn't
getting
it?
close. JK's job in that situation is to go straight to the net with his stick on the ice.
It's a bit hard when the other opposition's in the wrong spot though too.
No, it doesn't. You just set yourself up in the right place.
The ref will move him.
Yeah, refs will sort that out. It's not your problem.
They're just stalling anyway, or stalling or completely oblivious to what's going on.
They're just lost. They don't know what's happening.
How come the timer didn't go down how come it paused at the end of your game? The Tigers game. It didn't keep running when you had.
Stop time.
Because if there's a 1 goal or less difference with a minute to go, it goes to stop time.
Oh, okay, yep, thank you.
So
I thought it might have been like that, but I just want to clarify.
yeah,
Yep.
that's the rec league rule is 1 minute, 1 goal, stop time.
Okay, yep. No dramas.
Which
Thank you.
basically takes away the temptation to just keep icing the puck all the time.
Yep.
Because if you
Okay.
ice the puck on stop time, it takes 20 seconds off the clock.
Mm.
It takes that much time to bring the puck back and fart around with it and get everyone set up. Whereas if the clock stops, there's no advantage in doing it.
So it's only the last minute with the 1 goal game.
Yeah.
Yep, thank you.
Right, so me looking at that, that's not where I want JK. Everyone else is pretty good, but JK is way too far away. His job is to crash the net and just create chaos in front of it. And sometimes you'll get a rebound and tuck the puck away. And I know because we've done it. And what happened in a game of mine just last week. And stay on your feet. He made amends for it. He scored the goal. So yeah, power play goal. What could we have possibly done a little bit better in this situation here? Don't leave the puck behind. But what's the mistake that the Griffins make that allow us to score the goal? Let's have a look again.
Pinching.
What's happened there?
Who's that person way over near the boards?
I don't know.
Like the Griffin is nowhere near the box setup or
Not
anything.
not doing anything useful out there. But more importantly than that, what's actually happened here?
They've pinched and they're way too close together now.
Yeah. Now there's 2D on 1 forward. What does that always do?
That opens up Crotty.
Yep, got his wide open. There's no one anywhere near him. No one's even looking at him. The other D should have, this D here, should have forgotten about that and worried about this.
I did the same thing in our game though too.
It happens because you get caught, right? But we're recognizing it and we're trying to fix it. Okay, stop doing it. That's why that happens. Okay, right, he's got all the time in the world. Long, it's a good shot. Puts it in glove side. Bit lucky it actually glove side goes in, but all the same, it goes. So not a bad power play. They did well on the first bit to clear the puck down the other end, but something they didn't do, and admittedly it's fairly early on in the kill, but I don't think they were even thinking about it. So looking at their defensive setup too, this guy here is doing nothing useful. Right, that's pointless. That's not stopping anything. They should have a player going straight up there. Ideally the forward, probably the center would come up to here, and then the 2D occupying that space and being stubborn about it. And they didn't. Winger did do the right thing, moved up, so that's all right. And it should have probably got a penalty there, but anyway. And to their credit, they get it here. I think they do a pretty good job of getting rid of it. Bit cute, but anyway. All right, so we have to go fetch. Well, that's not bad play. And look, we stay on side. Yay. We're leaving puck behind. Fortunately, we've got a centre cleaning up the mess. That's the centre's job. All right. Let's check out what the Tigers did in their power play. Thoughts? How does that setup look?
Exactly the same.
Sorry?
Exactly the same as the Jokers.
Yeah.
So,
The centre winger's too high up, aren't they?
mhm.
Whatever that is, should be
Brad.
there. Should be
But
down.
yeah,
Again, same job. Go straight in. Drop of the puck, charge the net. Get in there, park yourself in front of the goalie. The other wingers in the right spot. D are good. Centre doesn't have much choice, but has put themselves on their forehand, ready to try and get that shot. Because that's our plan. It's simple. We want the face-off to be a shot on the net. What do we know about their penalty kill already?
yeah, it's the defender does
They're not all.
well. In this particular case, it might be the win for them.
Yeah.
But yeah, if their center loses the puck, the defender is cut off.
Yeah, they've got one of their wingers is in a totally useless. One of their forwards is in a totally useless position.
Mhm.
So this one here, oops, come back, annotator. This one here is doing nothing useful. That's totally useless. He may as well not, he should either be here, the back of the face-off dot, ready to do something constructive, or alternatively over here. Over there, that's not useful. We're not going to score from there. Doesn't matter. All right, so we know they're already a little bit disorganized before it even starts. You get a shot on the net, nice. Another shot in the direction of the net, nice. Now they start to get themselves a little bit organized. Sanjay does the big swat. Now we've got to work on your celly, Scotty.
I did a 1 foot blind for Jane.
You did it 1 foot something. So 2 power plays, 2 goals. It's not bad. In terms of general play, we did a pretty good job of keeping the puck in, and just continuing to shovel the puck in the direction of the net. The problem they have is look at where they all are.
Puck chasing.
Can you see it? Yeah, they're all puck chasing. So there's 4 of them on one side of the rink. 3 of them all jammed up into that one little pocket. It's like watching the Maple Leafs do a penalty kill. It's a disaster. Now what's happening? It's the same. They're just on the other side.
It's pretty much the same. It's still puck chasing for them.
Puck chasing. So if the puck comes across to here, what happens?
Goal.
Goal.
Look at that wide open net. You can't miss from there. You can carry it in. I mean, we'd miss anyway, but
Yeah, don't underestimate us in this particular case. We
Yep.
can.
Oh, I know you'll bugger up and miss it, but the opportunity is there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now they've started to get a little bit organised. Scotty Charlin shovels the backhand in, and the goalie puts it in for him.
Yeah. It was a crap shot, but I just
Doesn't
turned
matter.
around and
It was on the net.
she pushed it in.
It was on the net.
Yeah.
It's all it has to be. Just put it on the net. Magic happens. I've scored goals which have been the shittiest goals. You couldn't possibly imagine how they went in.
Goal to goal.
You put it on the net. Sometimes it goes in. You know, if you don't, it won't. It's again, we know these things intuitively, but actually applying them is a different thing altogether. So they're 2 power play goals, which was nice. I'm not going to go through all the D zone face-offs. You can look at them yourselves and see how they're going. On the whole, they were pretty good. We're not doing them 100% yet. We still need to be reminded, but they're getting better. There was a couple of nice examples. Actually, let's have a look at our penalty kills, because that's something that we still need to improve. The Jokers have a PK? I think everyone did.
No, we didn't.
Oh, no Jokers penalty kills.
No.
Have to fix that.
No.
Tigers got one, I think.
Maybe 3, I think.
Yep.
Yeah, the Tigers
4.
had a couple.
Tigers had 4 penalty kills. What were you guys doing? Bloody goons. Anyway, let's have a look at them. No, 3. You had 3 penalty kills.
One wasn't Kate's fault.
Oh, there's always
She
some
got-
pathetic excuse.
She got high sticked in the face and the ref was in the wrong spot.
Referees decide reality. We're just interested spectators. What's Jesse doing?
Correcting.
Getting
Is that
everything organised. It's good.
Yeah.
Right? Getting it organised. Go fetch. It's a good clearance. Just backhanded it out.
Yeah.
Go fetch, guys. Oh, bloody hamstered again. Goon. Bloody AI camera. We could just cleared it again. I don't know exactly where it went. Fresh legs, good.
I think we had 2 change then. And then I think in the next 10 to 20 seconds, we had the other 2 change.
Yeah, the changes were okay. Good here, actually.
I mean, I don't mind that as a goalie because it means that if they happen to get the puck back up, I'm not on my own.
Yep. It's not a bad way to do it if you have the luxury of time.
Yeah.
That's a pretty good setup. We've just taken a minute and a bit off the penalty. They still haven't got the puck into the zone. Kate tried to tip that one in. Out it goes. Now, Scotty, in that situation, you probably should have been a bit more aggressive on the stick. So we'll just go back and have a look at that little bit again. So watch what happens on the zone entry. For starters, Scotty Shallen, hold that damn stick properly. That's better. All right, so let's watch what happens here. That's not bad cover. They've snuck in behind Kate, but I think she's aware of their existence, and luckily they got turned around anyway. So in that situation, Scott, what you need to do is play the body.
Yeah.
So you get in front, lift the stick up, and you play the body. Actually make contact with them. Don't get out of their way.
Yeah, I picked that
Don't
up.
get out of their way.
No, I picked it up in the second and I hit a couple
It's
of
the contact sport. Don't get out of their way.
They bounced off me.
Regardless, don't get out of their way. You don't have to make weight. It's not basketball. In basketball, you have to get out of the way of an attacking player. In ice hockey, you don't have to give way. You own the space.
Nice.
All right. So the guy got a shot again, and when you gave him too much room. You had time there to get in front, lift the stick, or stick check, play the stick. The idea is stick then body, and forget the puck.
That goalie replay on the top is good too. I think that's Kate. You can see her giving him a little shoulder for being in the crease.
Yep. All right. And that's a penalty kill. It's not bad. You probably noticed that Lee there goes through a bit of a skate at times. Now, I don't have a problem with that as long as we understand it. later on in your careers, and certainly at this point, we're only teaching you the box. And there's a reason why we teach the box penalty kill. Anyone know what it is?
The reason? It's
A
simple.
box.
Yeah, it's simple, not because it's a box, but yeah, Vlad's right. It's because it's simple, it's easy to learn. It works, so we know that it works, but it's also very passive, isn't it? We basically set up a box, wait for the other team to come and attack us. We give away the blue line. We're not worried about it. We're not trying to put pressure on them on their attack, because usually they're putting enough, certainly Div 10, they'll put enough pressure on themselves, and half the time they'll stuff it up. They end up offside or something or other. And to the Lights' credit there, they didn't go offside at all on their power play, which is unusual but good for them. But it's a very passive penalty kill, isn't it? Later on, and we may introduce it later in the season, we'll sort of see how we're going a little bit. It depends a lot on how you're going as a team, because it is a bit more sophisticated, and to get it right is important, because if it goes wrong, it's bad. We may introduce a modification to that. You still fall back to the box. So that one of the reasons we teach the box is because not only is it simple, but it's also where you end up. When all of the other stuff goes wrong and they make a zone entry, then you end up either in a box or a diamond. And a diamond is just a box rotated through 45 degrees. But what you can do as a more advanced version, I'll just show you kind of what it looks like. Okay, so here's our ink. We can be the stars, because why not? Now, we would normally set up like that, yeah? Pretty standard box penalty kill. The other variation of that is a thing called a diamond, which looks like that. It's the same, it's just rotated 45 degrees. The problem with the diamond for us is that it's harder to teach, because who's going to pick up which particular position? With our current system, it's really simple. The only player who has to think about it at all really is the center. They just have to know if they're going to be one of the D or one of the forwards. The other players are just pretty much playing a very clearly defined role. It's easy for everyone to do. We don't do special teams. We don't practice it very much. We don't have a dedicated penalty kill line or anything. Everyone pays, everyone plays, everyone gets a chance to do it. So teaching the diamond is not so easy at this level. And I think for most teams that play no special lines or no special teams, so if you don't have a lot of teams will have a dedicated penalty kill line. We don't do that. We don't want to do it. We want you all to be able to do it. But what you can do as a variation on these is you've got your box. When you start off with the box, if the other team's got the puck, way down here somewhere, and they've gone to pick it up, you can run a single forechecker. And the idea is that you bring up 1, 2, 3 players there, and the fourth player takes the middle, skates up, and tries to force the play wide. The idea is we're trying to disrupt their initial movement. And you'll watch it on our NHL games all the time. You'll see it. Unfortunately, you don't see a zoomed out picture on the NHL games if you ever watch them, because they don't give you a top down and show you what all the other players are doing. But typically what's happening is the other 3 players on an NHL level penalty kill are usually lining up somewhere along the middle to the bottom of the neutral zone. The idea being they're trying to deny the zone entry. And they've got one forward going forward up to here, taking the middle away. They're not going off into the corners. They're just taking the middle ice away. And the other team will do something to try and get around that and bring the puck up through the sides instead of up the middle. Because you're just trying to force them wide. You don't want them to have the middle. If they're down the middle, they've got too many options. They're forced down the sides, they've got less choices. And that's what you're trying to do. You're just trying to put pressure on them, take away the choice they want, force them into a choice that you want. What happens, though, when they do get past you, is then we go back to our box. We collapse back to it. Make sense? Now, we might not do that this season. It really depends on the individual teams. And if we've got some players who are quite switched on at the moment, we can't, because there's still too many forwards who are getting stuck, not really quite understanding what their roles are. But if we're finding we've got, like, say we get to game 7 or 8 or game 9 or such or so forth, and the box is working really well, and we've got it pretty much solid, and we're getting it every time, then we'll introduce this. But it's very situation dependent. And then all of a sudden our opponents say, "What are you doing?" And we've broken them up. Now all of a sudden we put more pressure on them. What do we know about pressure? What's our game plan?
put the pressure.
Pressure. Because at the moment, we don't put pressure on them in the penalty kill, do we? We'll let them into the zone and then we put pressure on them. But until they do a zone entry, there's no pressure on them at all. Apart from the pressure of them making mistakes. Because everyone's watching that poor D who's gone back to pick up the puck, aren't they? And is that pressure? Imagine having to skate the whole length of the ice and like mucking up and leaving the puck behind. That's pressure, isn't it? So it's a pressure of sorts. It's not direct pressure, but it's people putting pressure on themselves. That's one of the other reasons why the passive box is so effective at lower levels of the game is because players don't know how to play the puck up the ice. They just don't know how to do it. So when they're in that situation, all of a sudden they have to make a decision. Do I carry it? Do I pass it? What do I do? You get these D who've gone back to pick up the puck, who are used to just clearing the puck out of the zone. That's just giving the puck away now, isn't it? They've actually got to do something constructive with it. I'm like, what do I do here? So it's a type of pressure. We can go through all the goals if you like. We've seen Scotty's one. That's the one that matters. We could look at the goals that were scored against us and see if we can work out why they happened.
What about the who scored the goal for us that he had about 4 or 5 goes, kept on getting his own rebounds and eventually potted it in?
Do you remember which goal it was?
No, I just remember he just didn't give up and he just kept on. He had about 4 shots on goal.
I know what you mean. Jokers or Tigers?
It was a Jokers. It must have been in the second period then, because we were going down. It was the scoreboard end. So whatever goal was in the second period. And he just this is it.
1, 2,
2.
3, 4. that one?
Yeah, that one. Yeah.
Bang, bang, bang. Oh, there it is. Finally, that's just persistence.
Yeah.
But if you look at that particular, we'll look at that goal again and see if we can break down what happens. Let's look at what the Griffins do that allows us to make that happen. What mistake do they make? There's one big mistake that they make.
They're all skating all over the place.
Yeah.
They're like Skittles.
No, it hasn't happened yet. Where's the puck?
In the corner, isn't it?
Watch what happens now. Whoops.
Oh,
yeah.
They send him.
Jason.
What's that?
Giddy dribbler.
Cross ice
Yep.
pass out of D. Now, unfortunately, we mess it up, but they then mess it up as well, so we get another chance, and then we get out multiple shots. But it's a cross ice pass out of D that made that happen. If they had played it up the boards, they would have cleared the puck out of the zone. It wouldn't have happened. And it's easier to say with the benefit of hindsight, but we know time after time after time after time, you play that cross ice puck, you're giving away scoring opportunities. Were they under a lot of pressure when they did it? Let's have a look. We're all banging away and missing.
No, I don't think they were under a lot of pressure.
I reckon that's going taking the pass up across the boards there.
Oh, trying to.
Yeah.
They have created the pressure on themselves because everyone is too close to give a pass, and the only available option for the pass is actually.
But the other part about it, that's actually, and I think Yates's right. Thatch did the right thing there. He wasn't positioned early enough in the right spot, but he eventually came across, and he knew fundamentally he wanted to take the boards away. Okay, so that's what he's done. He hasn't done it as well as I'm sure he would have liked, but he's still doing that. You can see his path
Yeah.
to here,
Mm.
right? Which is the right thing to do. We know fundamentally, if you think about the pattern of play that we want to take the boards away. It's not always going to be a 1-2-2-4 check or anything else clearly defined, but as a general idea, we want to take the boards away whenever we can. If we take the boards away, they're more likely to pass cross ice.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Whoops, come back here. Sorry. All right, so Thatcher's trying to take the boards away. They've gone cross ice. We've got someone sitting there. What do we know about if we're trying to set up a 1-2-2? We want a forward here and a forward here, don't we? We want to have that little space there. Sorry, I've just drawn something inappropriate. But we want to have this area of the ice ours. It looks tempting. It looks empty, but it's not. So we've laid the trap. And again, it's not a textbook 1-2-2, but the philosophy is the same. The philosophy is take away the boards, have someone in the middle. We take the boards away and we have someone in the middle, we create those opportunities. There it is. Everyone buggers it up. But eventually we end up with it again and we get a bit of a shooting gallery. And I think in that particular little stanza of play, we had about 4 or 5 shots on the net, not including those ones. So it's a really good passage.
That D standing in front of the goalie, she didn't move from that slot.
Yeah, she's probably been told to stay there. But yeah, it's a persistence goal, but it also became ultimately Thatch deserves a lot of credit for that goal.
Yep.
Because he did the right thing with trying to take the boards away. And again, I'm going to go over it over and over and over again. Our idea is take the boards away, put them under that pressure, encourage the cross ice pass. Even if it's not a formal setup, even if we haven't, it's not coming in from a offside or a dump or whatever it is, it's just general play. We can take the boards away, they'll go cross ice. And that's what they do, and we get a goal. Second one was on the power play. Joker's got 5 goals, you greedy buggers. Whoops. Wrong screen. And look, again, what just happened?
Oh, straight up.
Yeah, because watch what happens with our forecheck. Look over here in the top corner. I think that's Amelia. I'm not sure. So watch what happens down here. They've got the puck. What do we know we want to do?
Close the board.
Take away the boards. Let's see if we do it.
Yep.
Yep. What do? Cross ice. We're sitting there waiting for it. And we get a goal from it. Because they gave it to us. And it's another double banger. But regardless, it happened because they went cross ice out of D. Because we took the boards away. Seeing a pattern?
Mm.
Right? It's really simple. Take the boards away, they'll go cross ice. Not always. Sometimes they'll have the presence of mind to realize that it's actually not that hard to get around. But most of the time, it's just that subtle pressure. Take the boards away, they go cross ice. We're waiting for it. So we do a really good job, right, of just sitting in that high circle position, waiting for the cross ice. It's tempting. It looks empty, but it's not because we're waiting to pounce on it. We pounce on it. Boom, bang, goal. Pressure. Take away the boards. They go cross ice. We pick it up. We score goals. Rinse, lather, repeat. You guys can all look at the videos. They're all posted now. I haven't been able to give away a Stanley Cup for a little while because I haven't seen any comments on those videos for a couple of weeks. You know what I want you to do? Have a look at them. Make comments on them. Make me laugh. Make me sigh. Come up with astute pieces of observation. Why is this particular video here? And it's not just because that's Scotty's goal. Although, that's fair enough in itself.
Mhm.
Any questions? We all good?
Sounds good.
Alrighty. You played well, Maddie. You had a good game.
Oh, thanks, Carl. Appreciate it.
You too, Pritch. You had a good one.
Thanks, Carl.
Yes. This is good. Alrighty. We'll do Thursday night. I think we're going to do the introduction to Centre Zoom. We'll probably do that Thursday night. I haven't got a reason not to yet. So that will probably happen. It'll be at 8 o'clock. I'll send an email out probably Thursday morning to the whole group. So anyone who wants to get in on that is more than welcome. You don't have to be a centre or even want to play centre. If you just want to understand it a little bit more, then that'll be the topic of Thursday night's Zoom. And again, it will be recorded, and you'll be able to watch it again later if you can't get along to watch that one. Otherwise, I'll see you on the weekend for Game 6.
Thanks, Carl.
Thanks, Carl.
Thanks for your
Take
time
care.
again.
No worries. Good night, everyone.
Thank you.
Good night. Thanks. Bye.